Hello students, in my last video I have discussed the central idea of the poem and today I will give you the explanation of the poem. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common ordinary experiences. Let's start with the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So here the poet says that in a jungle there were two roads. Both roads go in different directions. As the poet has used the term yellow wood, it seems that the leaves have turned lifeless, and yellow depicting autumn. The poet feels sorry because he alone cannot travel on both roads. The roads could symbolize two choices in life, and the poet is finding it difficult to make a choice. So, he being a traveler stood there for a long time determining which way to continue traveling. As he was thinking, he noticed that one of the roads bent in the trees and shrubs and finally disappeared. Next stanza. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that passing there, had warned them really about the same. After seeing that one of the roads disappeared into the undergrowth, the poet decides to take the other road. As just as fair can have multiple meanings. Perhaps the poet wants to say that the road is beautiful as well, or the poet wants to be fair and choose the correct option. Hence, selecting between two roads may portray the selection between two destinies. The poet then describes that maybe this road is better because it has fresh grass grown on it and was not used much. But when he started traveling on it, he found that travelers have passed through this road just as much as the other. We can observe how the poet quickly goes back to his statement. First he says this road is untraveled, and then as he walks, finds it equally travelled. A third stanza. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Here the poet says that both the roads were covered with leaves that morning, and perhaps that morning he was the first to travel on the road, as the leaves fallen on the road had not turned black by the steps of travelers. However, it seems that he regrets his decision, slightly wondering if he will ever get to come back and take the other road. Fourth stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Years from now, somewhere in the future, the poet feels that he will look back and then decides whether the choice he made was the correct one or not. This may be indicating that making a choice out of two objectives is responsible for our future, and that has made all the difference. The choice may bring us right or wrong. He will be telling about his choice with a sigh. Sigh is releasing a deep breath, expressing happiness, relief, or sadness. So if the choice proves out to be right, it will be a sigh of happiness or relief. And if the choice is wrong, it will be a sigh of disappointment. Now I'll discuss some poetic device with you. First line, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. In this, there is metaphor, figure of speech, because indirect comparison between wood and man's life and point of comparison is being full of uncertainties. Also, roads are compared to choices to be made by a man at different junctions of life. And there is also metonymy, because roads represents choices of life in the poem. Next line. And sorry I could not travel both. Litotes. Each negation could not travel both suggests the positive meaning that poet could travel on only one road. Next line. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. Here there is internal rhyme, because rhyming words stood and could are used in the sentence for poetic effect. And there is also repetition, because the word one is repeated for poetic effect. Next line. To bear it bent in the undergrowth. Here it is personification. The inanimate road is given the human quality of being bending. Next line. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. Personification. Inanimate road is given the human quality of being fair. And there is hyperbole also, because an overstatement that the road was fair and had a better claim. Next line. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. It is tautology, because unnecessary use of words grassy and wanted wear, which denotes the same meaning, that is to be unused. Next line. Though as for that passing there. Metonymy. The words passing there represents the travelers who take the road. And here it is alliteration also, because there is repetition of the sound, consonant sound, that is th in the words though, that, the and there. Next line. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. There is anostrophe figure of speech, because there is inversion in the construction of the sentence for the poetic effect. And there is litotes. The negation leaves, no step had trodden black, conveys a positive meaning that both roads remain neglected. Next line. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. There is repetition figure of speech. The word way is repeated for poetic effect. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. There is anostrophe figure of speech, because there is inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. And there is litotes figure of speech. The negation leaves, no step had trodden black, conveys a positive meaning that both the roads remain neglected. Next line. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. There is repetition figure of speech. The word way is repeated for poetic effect. And there is an exclamation also. The poet has used an exclamatory form to create a poetic effect. And there is internal rhyme also, because the rhyming words day and way are used in the same sentence. Next line. I shall be telling this with a sigh. There is onomatopoeia figure of speech, because of the word sigh, which suggests sound. Next line. Somewhere ages and ages hence. There is repetition figure of speech, because the word ages is repeated for poetic effect. Next line. I took the less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Here there is epigram figure of speech, because a pointed statement that reveals a deep meaning that by opting for the road less traveled, the poet found that he has been able to reach his goal. I hope students you would have understood the explanation of the poem and poetic devices. Thank you.